Oh, happy Menu Monday to you. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm telling you what, it's so much good stuff happening, including our brand new official host of Mornings on Main Street, Miss Stephanie Miller from This Week in Clarksville. She is just a darling, and I'm so glad that she's part of our company. And I'm so glad that we are connected with the Nashville Predators because they've got a whole new season. Have you got your tickets?
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
I love what the Predators do. They're so much fun, and I enjoy it every time. When I go to the kitchen, it is Menu Monday, and one of the things I cannot cook without, and I know it's because I'm from Louisiana, but if you don't have Tony's seasoning in your cupboard, you probably can't cook anything I like. It's just the thing that every Cajun cook has. I know there's Slap Your Mama. I know there's all sorts of other things, but Tony's is the OG of Cajun spices, and it just is like the part of my cooking that I have to have. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about Tony Satchery. Well, I can't do it, but his company certainly can. Tony Satchery in our Daily Yummy.
I'm Tony Satchery from Opelousas, Louisiana, better known as the old master of Cajun and Creole cooking. I want to use my seasoning because it makes it so much better.
And how much seasoning do you put in
You
there?
see how much I put? If you start measuring, you're going to ruin everything you cook. And goodbye, and let the bon temps roule.
Walmart Supply Chain is hiring in Lebanon. Earn up to $22.25 an hour when you join our new fulfillment center. Enjoy competitive pay and premium perks, including 100% paid college tuition, 401k match, flexible schedules, a free Walmart Plus membership that includes discounts, and free Paramount Plus, paid time off, and so much more. Fulfilling work starts right here. Text JOIN to 240-240. That's JOIN 240-240 to apply now. Well, if you need a job, we certainly have a lot of places who are hiring. Every place that has food and a window has got a sign that says, we are hiring. Almost every store that you go to, we are hiring. So if you need a job, you can certainly find one. If you want to find something fun to do, I want to suggest going to the Frist Museum of Art. the city of Franklin does a lot of wonderful videos to kind of help us have a safer life. Well, let's go to the police department in Franklin right now. Williamson County tells us a little bit about how to stay safer from burglaries.
Hello everyone, my name is Officer Ryan Schumann with the Franklin Police Department. Today I'm going to talk to you about ways to help prevent home burglaries. When I talk to neighborhood watch groups, I use the saying lights, camera, action. Not that kind of lights, camera, action. Okay, when I talk about light, I want you to remember that light is your friend and the criminals do not like the light. So make sure that your light is on and it's always working at night, unlike this one. All right, when I talk about cameras, I tell people if you have them, make sure they're on, make sure they're working, and make sure they're pointed in a direction so that it would catch the criminal should they try to enter your residence. Okay, I use the last word of action because it's going to require your constant attention. Each day you're going to want to make sure that your doors and windows are locked when you leave, and you're also going to want to make sure that your bushes are trimmed so a criminal can't stand behind them and hide. Wait, there's one now! Franklin, we got one running! We got one running! So I hope you will all remember what I said about lights, camera, action. I'm Ryan Schumann, and I hope that these tips will help you not become a victim of home burglary.
This holiday season, the largest lantern event in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. After sunset, come see more than 1,000 Chinese lanterns. All new designs including mythical beasts, a fantastical North Pole village, even a dragon soaring over your head. Welcome back to Zoo Illumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
All right, we've got to start the show. So everybody in here's parents, right? We're all parents. We got kids and stuff. Yeah. Everybody's like, you think we've done this to ourselves? Children are a blessing. Children are a blessing. They will change us for the better. We know that. They change us. Those of you who do not yet have kids, go get some. First of all, build yourself a concrete house with a metal drain in the floor. Then bust up all your good stuff, including dreams and plans. Because when you got kids, it's like, I'm hitting Daddy's truck with a baseball bat. Yeah, well, don't knock it off the blocks. I'm going to fix that truck up someday as soon as I get time and my back heals and unemployment check comes in. And your mama gets that second job, that's going to be the best looking up on blocks truck in Choctaw Village, subdivision right there.
I can't tell you how much I relate to that.
Hey, my mama wrote the line, build yourself a concrete house with a metal drain in the floor.
Oh my gosh. That's brilliant. So mama, funny too.
She was amazing. She was absolutely hilarious. My mama was a very cool lady. She went back to school, Devin, after having 4 kids and got her degree in education, continued all the way up to her doctorate. She had a PhD in education and taught special ed in the Jackson, Mississippi public school system. And that is just so inspiring to me, the way she had such a life of service. So I will always be proud and motivated by that.
That's amazing. And, being from the South, and I don't know if you've run into this at all, but people will discount sometimes because we have an accent and it comes out, from time to time. They will discount our intelligence. They will discount our education and discount all that. But I always point out all the great authors of American literature came from the South. I mean, all of them, and I'm going, don't discount it. And I love that story about your mama. That's just beautiful. That's really incredible.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you something else about accents and being judged by it. Way back in old timey days, by the way, I'm in my 40th year of performing stand-up comedy
No
professionally.
kidding. Wow.
So way back when I was making the move from Jackson, Mississippi to somewhere to follow my dream of being able to make people laugh and smile for a living, everybody was going either to LA or to New York City. That's where you would go. And I have a cousin who's a screenplay writer who called me and he goes, dude, he goes, New York and LA are going to discriminate against you because of your accent. And you're going to stand in line between 1,000 people that don't have the chops you've got. Go to Nashville. Because there's movies being made in Nashville. At that time, TNN was in full swing. CMT was coming online. Record deals. Everything is there. And that is that's like the greatest advice I could have gotten.
Wow.
That I actually took to heart. And I made the move to Nashville. And that's where my career popped way back in the 80s. So Nashville is near and dear to me and will always be my favorite city.
Well, I know Lenny and the crew over at Zany's says it's the house, the comedy house, the house that BEAZ built. And I can remember getting phone calls when I worked with Jerry House, Lenny saying, my guy's coming in. And you had a residency and really built this following in Nashville that is as loyal. I mean, I don't know anybody that has a more loyal following than you.
Well, I've been very, very blessed. And I have done more shows at Zany's Nashville than anybody in the history of that room. So as a matter of fact, I'm headed back there this weekend. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it is always a joy, and it is so full of nostalgia to me. When I walk on that stage now, Devin, I look around and I think back on the decades that I've been there and how much it has meant to me. So it's not just joyous, but it's very poignant to me to perform there.
I'm telling you, if you have not seen Killer BEAZ, you try to get a ticket because everybody who has seen him will have already gotten their tickets. They're going to be waiting. Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's correct.
At Zany's. Zany's.com to get your tickets in Nashville. Come on in. And you know what? If there's a time, there's a calling for people who are good comedians. It's a calling. It's not just a business, but it is a calling because our world needs laughter. And now more than ever, we need to laugh.
Well, I agree with you on that. And I love the word calling. I love that because we are all called. I got to tell you a story real quick. January of this past year, we've all been out of work for a year because of COVID and whatnot. My wife and I joined a new church down in Mobile, a biker church. It's called the Cave Ministries. So we started there the second week of January, and it was such a profound experience where we had rededicated ourselves to the Lord and have changed our lives in so many beautiful ways. Now, on January the 29th, I was diagnosed with COVID. Luckily, it was a mild infection, if you will, just some antibiotics, ran fever a few days. Did have to put up with losing the sense of taste and smell for a few weeks, which was really weird because you want comfort food, but you can't even taste it. So anyway, fast forward to March 1st, I went into the hospital in Mobile with a heart attack, Devin, and they did it was actually my 4th episode in a week's time. And so I went into the ER the next day. They did a heart cath and were not able to put stents and things in. The vessels that were affected were the exact size of the smallest stents. So they had to enlarge these vessels in my heart. So they sent me home for 25 days to exercise, taking vasodilators, all kinds of different medicines. I took time-release nitroglycerin twice a day and was instructed to walk. I was afraid to walk in the neighborhood. I didn't want to fall over in somebody's flower bed and nobody see me. So I walked in the backyard so that if something happened, my wife could pull the car back there and roll me in it and take me to the hospital. But between March 1st and March the 26th, I had between 15 and 20 mild heart attacks. They were brought on. I would start doing these exercises. And it would have been so hard to deal with that if I did not have my newfound faith to lean on. So, long story short, I had 4 blockages that they dealt with. One was 100%, brought about by eating road food, being on tour for 40 years. So I now have 2 stents, and I also had 2 angioplasties. And I got news last week that for the first time in my adult life, my cholesterol is in the normal range. My family has always had high cholesterol, but nothing like getting motivated by nearly croaking.
I'm telling you, it gives you a new lease. I'm telling you.
Yes. So I have been all over diet and exercise and living right and joy. You know, we all wake up happy around the house today. So while I was in the hospital, I got to please indulge me just 2 more minutes. I was in the catheter lab. I'm laying there fixing to go in for this first catheterization where they run all this stuff into your heart to take a look to see what is what blockage wise and stuff. And I was wigging. I was so afraid. It was crazy how afraid I was. And so I laid there in that little cubicle while they were waiting to roll me in, and I prayed and prayed and prayed for God to relieve my fear. But I just stayed panicked. I was so scared. Well, Devin, they rolled a stretcher in the little space beside me. There was a curtain. I couldn't see the people. And it was I'm going to say little old lady, just from the sound of her voice. The nurse was asking her all these medical questions, and that I could hear them. They were 3 feet from me. As I could hear that, it dawned on me that this lady's life was a train wreck. And it came upon me. Give me a second. This is hard. It's not hard. This is wonderful. It came upon me to pray for her. And when I did that, my fear went away. Devin, I prayed for a stranger and I received the blessing. So if anybody wants to know where my head and heart are at these days, that's where it's at. So my shows at Zany's, cannot wait to get there. I've learned that we set examples everywhere we go in everything we do, even when we don't mean to set examples. Somebody's watching, somebody's learning by example. So you are going to see a guy full of joy on that stage in Nashville and on every stage of my life, on and off stage. So thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you for sharing that, because we have a platform we can do that, and I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful for the people here and at this company that allow me that freedom. And everybody now needs that kind of story more than anything. And thank you for being you. You in corporate. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to visit this church that you in corporate, because we just had a little prayer meeting yesterday. It was just beautiful.
It is an amazing church. It's non-denominational. It's not a church where you dress up and you walk in there and you sit down, you be quiet and you leave. These people worship hard and they call you out. They do. And it's people who have been to the bottom and have come back up and made good with their life with the help of the Lord. So it is so inspiring and so wonderful to be such a part of that church. We do outreach with the homeless from that church, and they do all these things that makes me proud just to be a part of it with them.
Well,
So
we're proud to have you part of our family. You are on the prominent wall on the mural outside Zanies, and I encourage everybody to go over on 8th Avenue is where Zanies is located. If you don't know about Zanies, find out about it this weekend with Killer BEAZ. How
yeah,
can they follow you?
I've never seen my face 15 feet tall. That's cool.
I love it. And you can follow Killer BEAZ. Tell them how they can find you online.
I'm
So
doing
everybody,
both.
wherever they are, they can find you.
Right. I'm doing most of my fun stuff, my little funny videos and stuff on Facebook, and that is Killer BEAZ Comedy, spelled BEAZ, because we didn't know any better. So that would be where you can get the information. KillerBeaz.com will have tour information, which is, by the way, very fluid right now. Everybody's tour is on again, off again, on again, off again. So we're all in the middle of that. But Killer BEAZ Comedy, BEAZ, on Facebook. So that's where that is.
You know I love you more than lunch and jewelry. So
that's a lot.
I'm telling you.
I've seen her jewelry, y'all. That is
and let's talk lunch at Cracker Barrel. I mean, it's hard for me to do a trade out, but I would go for you. Yeah, I mean, just hanging out with you is a blessing. So thank you so much.
Devin, I love you. Thank you so much for letting me join you today.
All right. You have a good rest of your day.
I will, my dear. Woohoo! Yeah.
Bye.
Hey.
This dad woke up early on the first day it snowed to write good morning in it so his kids could see it in the backyard when they wake up. After he wrote the whole thing out with even drawing a family picture, he then had to retrace his steps so he didn't make any more footprints in the snow to ruin it. He stood there for a while thinking it was finally done and then remembered he should add one more thing, so he drew a heart at the bottom. An incredible thing for this dad to do just to make his kid's day.
Nashville is known as Music City, but it's so much more than that. Our city has a thriving theater, visual art, dance, culinary, fashion, and artisan community, and the Arts and Business Council supports them all. As the only art service organization in Middle Tennessee, the Arts and Business Council exists to not only cultivate Nashville's creative community, but to ensure that our arts and artists thrive. Through our many programs and services, we help those who create art do it better, smarter, and more confidently. Our volunteer lawyers and professionals for the arts program has provided nearly $4 million in free legal and business help to artists, arts nonprofits, and creative businesses since 2006. Our Periscope Artist Entrepreneur Training Program supports creatives with an intensive professional development and business training curriculum. But we don't just serve artists. We help businesses connect the arts to their daily operations and illustrate the economic impact of art in our city. Our Arts Board Matching Program has trained hundreds of business professionals in nonprofit board best practices and placed them on the boards of local arts nonprofits, strengthening their leadership and building their capacity. Help us connect the art of business and the business of art. Membership with the Arts and Business Council ensures that our city remains a place where companies and communities thrive together. To learn more, visit our website.
I just joined. I did not even know that the Arts and Business Council existed. Their YouTube channel is full of great things like how to get your music in and sync it with TV and film. There are some wonderful free things that you can watch there, but you can become a member for only $30. And if you're a business and you want to be a part of it and supporting the arts here, you can join as well. abcnashville.org. And the next event they've got coming up is January 16th, and it's called Black-Owned Small Business and Nonprofit Legal Clinic. So they're having a legal clinic for Black-owned small business. And I think that's very cool. And I just found that's the next one that's coming up January 16th. If you want to find out more, again, ABC Arts and Business Council, Nashville.org. Oh, such a very, very, very cool thing. We have a lot of things going on, but It is January, and I want to encourage you to be part of the movement of the unsmokables.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Melton, Executive Director of the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce. Our chamber is committed to creating the best environment for you to grow your network. Join our membership of over 350 like-minded business owners and see how together we can create a better Spring Hill.
Amazing things happening in Murray County, Spring Hill. We celebrate you, and they are our chamber chat for this Monday. Well, that's our show for today. Be safe, everybody. Be kind. And remember, most of all, you are loved.
We are home. We are family. We are things to do and place to see. Mom and pops, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.